Hi guys, welcome to A Class Live session, and we are live. We have Meena Murthy Kakkar, who is a very renowned architect, with us today to talk about marble trends in residential and office spaces. I'm just waiting for Meena to join quickly so that we don't have to wait a lot. I hope all of you are safe at home and have started your work eventually, because times have become better. But please be safe and take care of yourself, take care of your health. And yes, we will be coming up every time with you to make you interact a lot of times with so many new ideas to talk about stones, marble, with new people, new architects, new designers every time. I will not make you guys wait a lot, and I'll make sure that our guest joins the session very soon. Oh, I think Meena is here and she's joining very soon. We are waiting for Meena to join the session. We will be talking about all the trends in residential and office interiors. But guys, hold yourself for all your questions and queries. We will definitely take them up as soon as the session gets over. But please keep interacting with us. Please, share your questions with us. Meena will definitely answer all of them. I think she's facing some issues joining this session. Please wait for a while. She should be joining the session anytime soon. We are just waiting for Meena to join. She is. Hi, Meena.
Hi, sorry for all the technical
No,
issues that cropped up all of a sudden.
I hope
So,
I hope you're doing
any- yes, absolutely.
great. Before
So,
we move forward, I would like to talk and Envisage
uh,
about Meena to our audience view. So, Envisage is a multidisciplinary firm that offers design and construction pertaining to various platforms of architecture. And Meena Kakkar, who is the design head of Envisage Project, with her 15 years of design embedded campus design and an organic curriculum, and apt experiential and commercial, and I scale, right? You have articulated multiple solutions to every testing situation. I mean, you bring so much of exposure and experience in the architecture and the design industry. We will be talking to you about marble trends in the same industry. So, starting from the basic question, like from flooring to exterior there are so many of variety of different styles and ways that people use marble. What do you, how has the trend evolved and changed over the years?
So thank you, Sana, for that lovely introduction. And so basically, I'll tell you what the changes in the industry, or as I would like to call it, the evolution in the stone industry has been actually many. Okay, see, we as a nation, we've been like true stone builders. Okay, from our white makrana at the Taj to the limestone of our Rajput Rajasthani forts to the granite of your South Indian temples. I mean, our love affair with stone is a very, very long one. Okay, so, but with changing times, firstly, the material sources have changed. Okay, and Makrana floors and limestone walls may not be the go to choice anymore. But say, for instance, Italian stones, they've got the fancy of the public at large. You know, everyone comes asking us Italian, Italian, Italian. But the Indian stones are making a very, very strong comeback as well. I mean, that's something that we really need to note. Okay, so that's one thing. Second is, as far as technology is concerned, you know, there's been a paradigm shift in the last 2 decades. Okay, surface finishes and treatments, and you know, they've evolved so much, and especially the advent of stone veneers. Okay, they've taken the usage of stone to another level altogether, and the I mean, you're going to be seeing a lot more of stone in the near future. So, thanks to technology, which has helped reinvent the material.
But do you think equation and what?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Sorry.
Do you think because of this, all of these trends have also get?
Your voice is breaking. I'm sorry. See,
Am I audible now?
better. Yes.
So I'm saying, do you think equation have also got affected?
The equation of sorry, it's completely breaking up now. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. See. Yeah.
Am I audible
Yeah.
now?
Yes, you're audible. The voice is getting. It kind of gets broken in between. So that's the only thing. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, entire COVID situation come and the entire pandemic that all are facing, do you think that people are facing issues with the marble trends? How has the marble trends evolved in the current situation?
See, marble trends. There is something called. There's a longevity of a material. Okay, so there are some things which are considered forever. Okay, so stone is certainly one of those materials, and pandemic or no pandemic or post pandemic or pre pandemic, it's going to be here forever. Okay, and see, another thing is that now people want to really look at surfaces that can be cleaned easily, right? Okay, so you know, that's one of the things, and I think stone plays a wonderful role there. It's very easy to maintain, with the exception of certain stones, and we need to be very careful about their usage. That's just about it. Otherwise, I don't think preferences have gone anywhere, so they just have to stay.
And marble for a what quality?
Sorry?
When you pick up a marble,
Yeah, okay.
what qualities do you?
See, primarily given the huge variety of stones in the market, grain and color would be the first qualities that you know we would be looking at. It needs to match the choice of the interiors that we are working on. Okay, but once that's done and we made our choice, then of course the quality of the lot that we are selecting, it makes a lot of difference. I would just say, avoid buying something with too many holes for the floor. I mean, for instance, travertino is a lovely material to be put on the exterior. It's very, it can take wear and tear a lot, but you can't put it on the floor. So you need to make your wise choices. Check for fillings. Okay. And the third would be the size of the sheet in the lot. Okay. This is something that a lot of people ignore, and this is where we actually need to get the worker, the person who's going to be cutting the stone and installing it on site, to be on board. They are the best people to actually judge wastage. Okay, so depending, say for instance, if you want to put marble on a staircase versus you want to put it on a living room, the size is going to vary. You know, you don't want wastage to be there. So
Yeah.
that's a third thing that we would do. So these are the three qualities we look for: your grains and your lot and the size.
Size.
So yeah.
So, especially at office space, what are the latest design trends? What's new? You know, want to look
So that's actually true. See, in residences, stone has, as I mentioned before, it's always been a kind of status symbol, you know. So a symbol of, say, I'm choosing the best, and also that of longevity. See, that association is still very much there. Okay. Now, polished stones for, say, wall paneling, composite stone, granite, quartzite for counters, they've been in place for quite some time now. I mean, we've seen all of that. But the latest trend that we are getting a very good response on our contemporary inlay work. Okay, playing around with, say, handmade tiles, and you can insert them in, say, local handmade tiles. You insert them in, say, marble. Oh my God, they look absolutely wonderful. Another thing, depending on, see, the inlay tiles work best with, say, basic colored flooring, say beige, brown, that kind of colors. But if, say, you have something that's more exotic, then brass inlays really add that touch of luxury to your floor. So brass inlays in residential sector is something that if people can afford it, they definitely want to go for it. They love the final look and feel of it.
Right.
So then, of course, there's etching and other things which been around for a long time, and I'm sure they'll continue to do so. Another thing is, a lot of furniture makers, you know, they are now making a serious attempt at integrating stone into furniture design. Okay,
Right.
so that really spells luxury. Okay, so imagine you have this beautiful stone. Now, what you've done is, initially you used to have stone only, say, for the flooring. You simply walk over it, right? You put your furniture on it. Now you suddenly taken that piece and put it as a countertop. You literally raised its level, okay, and you've given it the space and the importance that it deserves. So if, say, you get a smaller piece of stone, which is very beautiful and exquisite, then furniture is where you need to be looking at installing it.
Right.
Then, as far as offices are concerned, it's a different ball game altogether. See, the cost of both the material and labor, you know, it makes people opt for it only in, say, the public areas, or at max the executive cabin or something like that. But I would say, with the advent of stone veneers, we are going to be seeing a lot more of stone being used in offices, because stone veneer is a wonderful material. You can use it on partitions. It doesn't have that weight. It still gives you that beautiful look in a lot of finishes. So I think that's going to be integrated into our palettes very well now. We've started using it as well in some of our projects. It's giving us very good results. So certainly, yeah.
You right now mentioned about stone. You think stone is going to be our next go-to thing in the marble industry, or like one of the go-to trends, because a lot of people are not aware about stone inlays, and I'm sure if you mark stone inlays even as a part of furniture, I'm sure it looks very interesting and something very new. So is
Absolutely.
it a new trend that is going to come up? Like, you know, as an industry profession, what would you like to recommend to our audience?
See, as far as recommendations concerned, there are two kinds of recommendations. I mean, we do turnkey projects, so there are two kinds of recommendations that I would have. One is, you know, you think about the design and what all can you do with the stone. I mean, it's a wonderful material. You can actually do thousand things with it. Okay, so that's the beauty of that piece. Okay, so that's one thing. But we also need to understand that buying stone is a serious investment. Okay, so it's an investment. One needs to do it very wisely. I would say, do not compare materials across the spectrum. If you want to buy marble, compare marbles of, say, 2 3 shops and buy the best one. Okay, do not compare it with the qualities of, say, a tile. A tile is a tile and a stone is a stone. Both have their pros and cons. Let's not compare or mix the two. Okay, you can't. I mean, I would say, please, if you want to buy stone, buy good quality stone, and don't go for something that just looks like, say, for instance, you want botocino. Don't just buy anything that looks like botocino. I mean, please buy something that is good botocino. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results that you want. That's something that I would definitely tell all my clients, and we do get good response from that. Yeah.
No, I understand. Just that, like one time
Yes, yes.
is something that all their heart in. And I'm sure you are the person to building their house. So
Yeah.
rightly you mentioned that, you know, like see all the places, do your study, make your research very apt, and then Meena, you also come from, like, you come from a very diverse background. Doing a residential project is more like your reflection in India? Because you have worked as a blend of northern and southern cultures both in your projects. Would you like to talk about some of your projects in those way where you have incorporated northern as well as southern culture, and how would you like your clients or your audience to recommend in terms of the correct or the right way to pick up a stone that reflects or says your style, complements your idea of the way the person you are, because a stone also reflects your personality.
I would say, see, as designers, we do not have the right to be partial to a certain style because eventually we are designing for people and for them. Okay, so we need to understand what they want. Okay, and we need to do full justice to the style that they have in mind. Okay, now, for instance, in we do use a lot of stone. Now, for instance, one of our projects, Anubhuti. Okay, that's got a South Indian palette. Now, a South Indian palette will demand the kind of stones that it does. Okay, for instance, India being this wonderful country with this amazing variety in stone, it's actually crazy. Okay, so if say I'm doing an Indian palette, it could be South Indian, it could be Jaipuri or whatever. The stones necessarily have to be Indian. It looks beautiful. So, for instance, you can have Kadapa, you can have rough gray granite. My go-to and my favorite stone would be the Jaisalmer yellow. Okay, because it's got that color and it's brilliant. Okay, just a little patch of that stone and it perks up the entire space. See, so for if we are doing Indian, this Indian stones actually have a very nice palette that goes with a lot of wood. Okay, Indian interiors do demand a lot of wood, and we need to ensure that our stone and our base complements that look. I wouldn't pick the same stones up if, say, I was doing an Art Deco, say, very lavish Art Deco kind of interiors. If I'm doing Art Deco, then my choice would be Italian, probably. Okay,
Right.
so we need to be very careful as to what we are suggesting to people. But as I keep on saying, stone is a natural material. Be very careful from where you're buying. That's like super important. So I think that's my go-to stones right now. I would say Jaisalmer yellow. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
We have a very right now. First, wants to ask you what are the differences in choices for southern and northern of stones,
Southern and northern.
region of stones.
So see, I just answered that. Okay, so in say north, you people follow trends a lot. Okay, so people whatever you see people applying in say 5 places, people want to emulate that. They want to stay with the times. Okay, so they would rather go with what's new in the market. Okay, so that's why the choices that we make for our North Indian clients is something that's absolutely trendy. Okay, that's with the times. Um, so you could, again, as I said, take Italian as a base and then play around with it, like literally play around with it. You could do inlay, you could do etching, you could do brass designs, anything. That's a lot to play with it. If we were doing, say, a South Indian decor home or a place in South India, there
Yeah.
people like to create a home which takes them back in time, literally. There's a strong sense of cultural pride that is there. Okay, so they want their homes to actually reflect that. So the elements and the stone will all be something from the past, something that they would have seen in their grandparents' home as children, something that they've grown up with. So the choice of stones would be very earthy. So that, and the finish also, it's very different. Say in the north, we would probably do something that's a little more glossy and shiny and surfaces. But for south, it would be more matte, rough finish. Okay, so there's also this trend of South India, most people walk bare feet in their homes. Okay, so it's a very good feel good factor if say you use rough granite inside the house at places, and that also extends to the landscaping.
Right.
So that's a combination that we need to be working with. So that's my north and south.
Since you've brought talking about trendy, timeless. I have another. If you had to decide, you go with the matte finish or the traditional aspect of you know the
See, That's a very tricky question. I'm a Tamilian married to a Punjabi. Okay, so I need to balance both the ends. Okay, so yeah, I would. I mean, personally, I like the Indian touch. It's quite a forever thing. See, when we are following trends, there would be a time when we will be out of the race. Okay, so and houses are built to last. You say even in this age of change, we still look at a house. If it's an architectural project and you're building it from scratch, we look at a 15-year timeline. If it is like say an interior project, it at least has say 7-8 years timeline or 10. Okay, but if you're going to be only following trends and not thinking beyond it, you're going to get bored of it, and suddenly that novelty factor will wear off very soon.
Right.
So I would say whatever you go for, okay, ensure that it's something that you're very happy with as an end user.
Right.
Okay, that you can live with it for a long time, and every time you come back to it, you should feel that, oh, I've come home. This is my home. I'm proud of it. Okay, and I'm happy there. So that's how you make your choice, and not just the trends. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, love many good tips, ideas that come from your end, and they were lovely. Any design tip that you would share with our audience before we move to any questions they have?
Yeah. So see, again, I'm sounding very repetitive today, but at the risk of sounding repetitive, I'll still say this is something we tell all our clients. Buying stone is a long-term investment. Please invest carefully. Like in all the other materials that is there in the market today, there is a huge disparity in the quality of stones available. Okay. And a layman might not be able to tell that immediately. So please do not compare stones from two different stores just on the basis of cost alone. Okay. Do go with a trusted name for quality, because you as a layman will know what that stone stands for only after it's been laid and polished. Okay. So good stone gets better with age, and bad stones will leave you with a hole on the floor and in your pocket.
Thought. Thought. And if you have any questions, guys,
I can't hear you. Sana, suddenly it's not audible anymore. Can someone send me a message? Am I audible?
I think so. There's some.
Wait. 1 second. I can't hear you any longer. Can you hear me? Okay, so maybe someone can type the query out. I'll be glad to respond to that. Okay, so I get both of you are audible now. Okay, fine, all right. Okay. I still can't hear her. I can't hear you, Sana. I'm unable to completely. It's kind of for some reason. There's a feeble sound. Okay. Yes, could you please write it in the chat? I would be glad to answer that. Okay, so someone is asking me your most used stones in your project. As I said, public interests largely lie in Italian. Okay, and that's something that everyone comes to us saying that Italian. I would, this is something that I would definitely tell everyone. don't decide on Italian before you decide on what you want in your home. Okay, it might be a long dream of yours to have a house with an Italian floor, but times are changing, material is actually evolving, the treatments are evolving, there's a lot more that we need to look at before we arrive at a final decision. Okay, so let's come and decide with an open mind. Whenever you're going to go to a stone market, go with an open mind, and there are lots which suddenly come in which you would have never seen before. So go there and then pick what you like the best.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I not?
You're feeble. I can hear it like in a like very feeble sound. So that's okay. You can just type the question. You can hear me, right? I think that's fine. Just type the question. That's all right.
I can hear you. There's no.
You can't hear me either.
I can.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Uh-huh. Wait. Am I audible? I can't. Can someone type a question? I can just answer that. That's easier.
okay. I think there are no more questions, and it was great.